morning. Welcome to Poppy's Corner. It may look like we're having a yard sale today, but none of these are for sale. Some are mine, some are loaners, but wanted to talk a little bit about carry guns. What's the safest style to carry? Take your wife to the gun shop, she goes by herself, she gets all kinds of advice. My advice used to be for years that a semi-automatic may be a little complicated for a new shooter, and they should go with something like a revolver. This is a Detective Special 38. And by the way, all these are empty. There's no live rounds anywhere, but I'll show you. One issue with this gun, can be a good feature, it can be a detraction. And these days they're labeling it double action / single action. This is a double action revolver, meaning if I pull the trigger, the cylinder goes around and the hammer will fall. You can also shoot it in single action mode, where if you cock it, then you've got a nice light, easy trigger pull. Great for shooting targets. But what if you've cocked it and you decide you don't want to shoot it? Then you've got to let this hammer down on a live round. If you've done that 1,000 times, you can do it with one hand. It does take practice. When you first pick it up, I have seen people attempt to let this hammer down and it slips and they have a negligent discharge. So I changed my mind on recommending this to my wife just because of that fact. Now, they do make double action only revolvers. They have a shrouded hammer or a bobbed hammer, so you can't cock it with your thumb. To me, that would be a better choice than the one with the exposed hammer. If you're shooting targets, this one's hard to beat. It's a little big for a carry gun. It's going to be kind of hard to hide anywhere you put it. Takes a 10-round magazine. Well, let's say you shot 5 and you don't want to shoot anymore, so you've got a live round in the chamber and you want to get it out. It's very simple. Take the magazine out, rack the slide, make sure that one falls out, and you're on safe again. But like I say, a little big for carrying. Single actions, you run into the same issue you do with the other revolver. When you have this hammer cocked, there's a pin that comes up and locks the cylinder in place so it won't turn. You can open the loading gate, but you can't turn it. It has to go to half cock to be able to turn that loading gate to empty it. So you're back in that situation where here you are with a cocked hammer, no safety. Well, actually, this one does have a safety right here on the side, which I found a little aggravating. Takes away from the historical value also. So you can let it down with the safety on. You get a single action like this, it has no manual safety. It has a rod that comes up in the hammer, and it only comes up when you pull the trigger. So even though it's safe to carry with 6 in it, it's recommended to carry it with 5. And to accomplish that, you put it on half cock, load one chamber, skip one, load the next 4, and when you put the hammer down, you're going to be on an empty chamber. You still have that issue of, if you're on full cock, you have to let it down without letting that hammer fall. And this is a little big for everyday carry. Some of these are novelties like this. It's a little pepper box, 4-shot, 4 barrels. It's got a little clockwork action here, and the action itself rotates the firing pin around, so it shoots 1 chamber at a time. Not something I'd want to risk my life on. If you want to get really small, it's a North American Arms Pug 22 Magnum 5-shot. Now you can load this one with 5, and it has a notch between each chamber. So you keep the hammer down on one of those notches, and it'll lock it in place, and you don't have it resting on a live cartridge. And as you can see, that's pretty concealable. This little holster here you could put on your belt, inside your waistband, in your boot, wherever you like it, but it's kind of a last ditch go-to, because to load it, you have to pull this pin out. You want to put it on half cock and roll the cylinder out, load it, put it back in, and do your best to get it lined up, and pop the little cylinder rod back in, and it's ready to go. Last ditch effort. 5 shots, but it's safe to carry with 5. This is a European 380. Has a manual safety here. You can cock it and shoot it. When you shoot the first round, it's a long double action pull, and to unload it safely, once again, you make sure it's on safe, which is here, where you can't pull the trigger at all. Take the magazine out. You're going to rack the slide, get that last cartridge out. And I have not picked this one up in a while. So I'm gonna have to figure this slide release out. Let's say it's a little different. So it's cocked, it's on safe. To shoot it, all you have to do is push the safety around. It's kind of in an odd place. This one also has a magazine safety. I believe if you don't have a magazine in it, it won't fire, which can be good or bad. 1911 A1, big gun to carry. I think it weighs almost 3 pounds. When you load it, it probably does. Thumb safety, single action. Once again, if you shot a few rounds, you don't want to shoot any more. You want to make sure that safety's up. Push your mag release button, empty your mag. You're going to have to lower the safety for the slide to move. Pull it back, eject the round, and then let that hammer down. A little big for everyday carry, kind of hard to conceal unless it's winter time and you've got a mid-length coat on. This one is what a lot of people have called a ladies gun. Raven 25 automatic. Little tiny magazine, holds 6 rounds. Easy slide. Has an odd safety. You push it forward to fire, back for safe. I don't know that I'd carry that in my pocket and trust it with a round in the chamber because it's striker fired, and that safety could be easy to dislodge. Now that one would go in this group over here of last ditch weapons. Here we have a Kel-Tec PMR 30. It weighs less than a pound. Very light. It's kind of like a little water pistol. It's striker fired also, no exposed hammer. And it holds 30 rounds. That's standard capacity for it. So if you shoot 20 and you want to unload this one, you want to make sure that safety's on. You can see the red for fire. You've got it on safe. It has an odd magazine release down at the bottom. Take that magazine out, rack that slide, make sure that chamber's empty. Good to go. 22 Magnum, 30 shots. I found this to be pretty reliable. Some people have had problems with them, but mine goes bang every time you pull the trigger. You know, outside the waistband carry, it's very light and comfortable, but it's also large, kind of a little hard to conceal. A lot of people love their Glocks. This one is basically the same as this. It's striker fired. If you have one left in the chamber, take the magazine out, rack it, get that round out. You don't have to worry about pulling the trigger to drop a hammer. This is a Ruger P94 40 caliber. It has a decocker on the side, not a safety, but a decocker. So that decocker's up. When you put that first round in and the hammer comes back, it's cocked and ready to shoot. All you have to do is pull the trigger. If you decide you don't want to shoot it, you push down on this decocker lever. There's a cam in here that comes up that blocks the hammer, and it won't fire. Pretty cool design. I like it. It's also a little big and bulky, but it's supposed to be comforting to carry a weapon, not comfortable. If it's comfortable, you may need something a little bigger. My wife has confiscated this from me. It's a Beretta 32 Tomcat. Holds 7 or 8 rounds in the magazine. But one of the unique features about it is it does not have an extractor. It's got an ejector to kick your empty hull out. It's got a little lever right here you can push, and it has a tip-up barrel. So to load it, you can insert a full magazine, put one round in here, close it, push the safety down, and it's ready to go. It'll shoot double action first time. Once it fires, then your hammer's cocked. So there you go with that dilemma again. I've got a cocked hammer and a loaded firearm. So what do? Well, I'm gonna put this one on safe. I'm gonna keep my finger out from in front of that barrel. I'm gonna push my little lever and tip that barrel up. Take that cartridge out and lay it there. And now I've got an empty chamber. Get that magazine out of there. Now I'll take that safety off and let the hammer down. So she has found this to be very comfortable to carry. We have a pocket holster for it. The little hook here catches on your pocket as you bring it out, and the holster stays in, and you've got the weapon. Sweep the safety down, it's ready to go. Some people think 32 is a little small for self-defense, but that's a personal choice. This little odd looking contraption, it's made by Standard Arms. It's called an S333 Thunderstruck. It's known as a volley gun. It fires 2 shots with each pull of the trigger. It's double action only. It has little orange protective rings in here for dry firing. It has a little trigger safety right here. It takes both fingers to pull that trigger. It's a pretty heavy pull. 4 pulls, 8 shots. It can be pretty effective. The reason this is called a 333 is because they say most gunfights are settled in 3 shots or less within 3 yards in 3 seconds. So this is not a long-range tack driver. It's meant for up close and personal. And to me, it's kind of a last-ditch weapon too, because you don't have the ability to just shove a magazine in and start over. It takes a little while to load it. But it's pretty impressive when you shoot it. Got a holster ordered for it. Should be here next week. And then I wear a little bit to try to get used to, see if I like it. And which brings me over here to what I normally carry. This is a custom made, I think you call it Kydex holster that a friend of mine made for me. It's got a belt clip. He can make them with a slot. I prefer this clip. At the bottom of it, it's got a little ridge here that catches your belt, especially if you have a nice wide belt. And so you can pull that out, but it also retains it really well. This is a Ruger LC380. They also make a LC9, same size frame, just a different barrel and slide. You can buy the conversion kit to make this a 9mm, but you pay almost as much as if you were buying the entire handgun. But what I like about this one, it's double action only. It is hammer fired, but the hammer is not exposed. So you can't cock it and shoot it. All you do is pull the trigger. With the safety down, you pull the trigger. I don't know if you can see that little hammer wiggling in there, but if you pull it far enough, it shoots. And to make it safe, all you have to do is push the safety up. It has a conventional mag release button. Take that magazine out. Has to be on fire. Rack the slide. Get that one out of the chamber. So I've got this little belt holster for it that retains it good. This is an ankle holster that they were basically giving them away on the internet. You pay the shipping. Your pistol will fit in here. Put your strap on it. You got a place for an extra magazine. And you put that down around your ankle and wrap it around. It's got Velcro that holds it in place. And then another strap above to go on your calf. It's very comfortable to carry and almost undetectable. so you don't have to worry about it printing, showing through your shirt, or anything like that. So anyway, this is Poppy's takes on carry guns. This is a personal decision. Like I say, I carry this a lot. I prefer to carry this. I like a large caliber. This one's got a lot of firepower. The Ruger also, I didn't show. I've got an inside the waistband holster for it. This is called a SOB, for small of back. If you wear it for a few hours, especially sitting down, you'll know why they call it an SOB. But it goes back there on the inside of your pants, and then it comes with a double mag pouch that goes on this side that you can wear on the inside. And the only thing it shows are the little straps. But like I say, hope y'all enjoyed the video. It's personal choice. Hope you found this helpful. If you did, hit that like button, subscribe to us. We're still trying to get 100 likes or 100 subscribers. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time over at Poppy's Corner.